Well, Hamvention was fantastic. I had a wonderful time. Hopefully you enjoyed the live streams. Amazing. Very little dropouts on that first booth tour. Fantastic. We're going to do whatever the heck I did again in future Hamfest. But I got well over 100 people at least that came up and shook my hand, said hi. I loved it when they came up and said, hey, I got into amateur radio because of you. And some of them even went a step beyond and put a little bit of swag in my hand in the form of a sticker or a patch. And then there was a numerous booths that had all their own little swag giveaways. And then I ended up buying stuff at Hamvention, and I had my wonderful chest rig that you guys all heard about. And I bought some radios too that we absolutely have to talk about. So today on the Ham Radio Crash Course, we're going to hop over to the workbench and I'm going to show you all my swag, all my loot that I got at Hamvention 2024. Well, here's the pile. There's layers here and bags of stuff, so I'm going to need to parse through this. So let's look at the swag first, stuff that I picked up at booths or stuff people gave me, and then we'll look at what I bought. So these are the top picks of stickers. I did get a couple more, but I think one of them got like tore up in my bag and whatnot. But I'm not a big sticker collector, actually, guys. I like to give out stickers a lot, but there are some that are just like so cool that I have to get them. And a couple of my YouTube friends, so Hammock, Ham Radio, and Digital Rancher, had like shiny renditions of their standard stickers. This is like their limited edition for, I guess, Hamvention, which was just super cool. This backpack bookie is actually a YouTuber as well, and they are going on a, gosh, boy, I hope I remember this correctly, week-long backpack on the AT Trail. They are going to be bringing ham radio with them. I thought that was really, really fun. Katie9 Who, it was nice to meet Katie. That was very cool of her to, I think that was Katie. I apologize if it's not. Nice to meet them. N8JRT Parks on the Air. So this guy had the best outfits of the entire show. In fact, he's the guy who took a little slip when I said it's really slippery out here, be careful. This is the guy. Floor looks slicker. It's a little slippery. It's a little slippery. Yeah, you almost lost it. I was just commenting on how slippery it is, and then I saw him wearing like two Ron Swanson shirts. He had a NASA romper on at the Saturday night troll pub. That was super cool. This guy, his fashion sense was through the roof. Mike. N2MAK, great guy. I had fun talking with him. The winner, though, I think, of stickers is definitely Carlos, K9OL. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. What a sticker. Ham radio, life at terminal velocity, ham radio over under parachute mobile. Super cool. So, yeah. Tank gave me one. He always gives me one. Here's Tank's. You can't not get a Tank radio sticker. And I do find places to put them, but he was trying to get premium space on my laptop, one of the open spots I still have on my portable laptop. I'm not sure I can commit to that, Tank. I'm sorry. It might have to go to Carlos. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Anyway, I went to the 12-volt power booth, and they had these nice little screwdrivers, and this one's really nice because it's actually a flippable. So it's a flathead and a Phillips there, which is pretty cool. Is this a magnet? Yeah, it is a magnet. So having the magnet on the end is really nice. That's like total clutch, so love that. Now, these were really nice too, and I totally forget the guy who gave them to me, and I apologize profusely. But I had gotten a couple of these. These are insulators for a dipole, and feel free to comment, and I'll pin your comment or something like that so we can get you your call sign mention. But these guys are winders, or not winders. They're like tensioners. So let's say you put your wire on this end, or a line. So this is a line at the end of an end fed, and you have like a dog bone insulator over here and some amount of line. So say like 10 feet. Let's say you only need 5 feet though. So what you do is you'd back this up around a pole or a tent stake or something, and you come back up and you snake the rope snake it through each one of these, and it locks it in place. Really, really cool idea. I'm probably going to use that for some wire, particularly the wire that goes on my doublet. I think these will be perfect for that. So that's where that's going. I did get some patches, and 3 Alarm Overland is the one that had some really cool ones. So this is like a reflective sticker, fabric patch, Velcro patch, so we'll put that on something. A PVC patch, which was just really, really cool looking. Really high quality patches from some of these guys. Now, the winner, though, of patches was this. And I'm not going to tell you who gave this to me, but this was cool. Getting this was like, oh, wow, you're legit. So that was pretty awesome. You know who you are. You know who all of you are. Thank you so much for giving me some swaggy swags, and I appreciate it. Now, the last swag bit I got, some of you might have saw if you follow them on Instagram, the SDRA. They found me, I think, in Building 2, right next to Ham Radio Outlet. So that would have been Building 2, I think. Boy, I'm already losing my mind. No, Building 2 is ICOM. Boy. Anyway. SDRA, they had a whole bunch of stuff for me. They had this little SDRA member with a little antenna that you can build, a little kit. They had a card from, I'm going to butcher this. Sociedad Dominica de Radio Aficionados Incorporated. Member no residente. That is me. So I am now an official member of the SDRA. I really do appreciate it. They do some really fun stuff in Spanish. A lot of their videos are in Spanish, which is great for people that obviously speak that language, which is really cool. I love the fact that we have creators in all kinds of different languages out there doing amateur radio. So I have folded this out just to prevent any private information getting out. But yeah, they had this really nice little letter for me too that I read out. Actually, they read to me, and they got a video for it, so you can probably find that on their YouTube channel. But boy, super nice of them. Super cool to be able to do something like that. It was just really nice. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I will wear the hat proudly because it even has my call sign and HRCC on the side. So that is super cool. This will go into my hat rotation. I promise I will wear it. Now, Kenwood had a cool swag item as well. I was told that you needed to have a D75 on you to be able to get this, but there was some people, I believe, who didn't need it. It's okay either way. If you missed out on this, you can download this over at Kenwood's website, and it's operating tips for the DE75. And this is not a thin book, guys. This is actually fairly detailed, going through even the KISS mode application of using it for computer control. Hey, there's Don. What's up, Don? W6 GPS. Really nice guy. Goes into screenshots of how to set everything up. Whoa, go back. D-star reflector operation with an MMDM, MMDVM, or an OpenSpot 4. This was a really cool book, and I am considering how complex, and I mean that in a good way because it does so much. I don't mean that in they made it erroneously complex. I mean that in the sense that it does so much stuff. This is an incredibly valuable thing to have. I'm actually going to download the PDF as well, so I always have a copy of this somewhere in some capacity. Now, dipping into the things I purchased to make one Donny boy happy, I did get myself the new Dayton Hamvention patch, Joda Jody, which as a scout, basically scout father now, that participated in Joda this year, love that, and I had to get the purple Bob Heil lanyard, which I will be wearing on Ham Nation, which I probably already have done by the time you see this. So big shout out, that will go on my scout uniform hanger spot in the near future if I ever end up doing that whole jam. Now, aside from Kenwood, which did a fantastic book, there was some brand swag that I picked up at 4 Days in May, which I thought was really cool as well. DXEngineering had a coupon, $20 off for any purchase of $100 or more, which is actually a really good deal. That's a fantastic deal. Boy, howdy. I guess I missed out on using it because I didn't go to the booth. So it's a collector's item now. There was a Kenwood lanyard I picked up. Can't see that yet. Kenwood lanyard, swag item. Tufteln, they're going to see more of them in a second. And then these from DXEngineering. So check these out. So this is actually a dipole center connector, and how you use this is you put a BNC connector here, and then you solder the wires on those poles. See how those are metal and the rest aren't really metal? So you snake the wires up, solder, down, up, down, through, solder, blah, blah, blah. And then you cut it to length, and it has the measurements here on where to cut, the length you want to cut. It has your triangle for impedance, resistance, you get the idea. So if you can slide this in your pocket if you're taking the ham radio test. So E over R, I times R, E over I, you get the idea. Just kidding, don't cheat. And then you have the Morse code alphabet on the back, as well as DXEngineering QR codes. Now, then they had these, which were, again, another little informative piece of kit, but this kind of goes hand in hand with the dipole center. These rulers double as a isolator or an insulator for the dipole you built. So these holes, you go through it once you get it cut to size, through the wire, and then solder at the end that locks the wire in place. Do the same thing on this side, through the wire in, solder it in place, and now you have these insulators for your dipole as well as them being rulers. And then you can put cordage here, wind this whole thing up, and there's your little dipole kit. Fantastic. Now, Farhan Ashar had this. So this was a special kind of item that you got if you went to 4 Days in May, or if you had one of his sBitX radios. He would give you this board. And so this board, I believe, I haven't done this yet or played around with it. This is an adapter board for a Raspberry Pi. That's my understanding. So I'm going to do, hopefully, get some more content with him in the future, because I kind of want to know how I'm supposed to use this. So we're probably going to do a video with hopefully him in the future where we can go into greater detail. Now, as far as purchases go, I did pick up one battery at $50. This is actually a clone, if you will, of a D75 battery. They call it the Ken LB75L. And there's no branding on here. I don't remember if this is Batteries Direct or Batteries America. I think it was Batteries America. And it feels legit. It's roughly the same size. I think it's actually slightly bigger in the milliamp hour department. So this is advertising 2,000 milliamps, which great. So we'll have a little bit of fun with that. Never hurts to have another battery for the 75, regardless of what you do to the battery to condition it or how you use it. I like to keep APRS on and GPS on, and when I do that, it does make the battery go down faster. By the way, if you have an FT5 or any radio that has GPS capability built in, if you turn off APRS and Bluetooth, it will make your battery last longer, so FYI. Now, I apologize for my voice. I do have a bit of the con crud that was going around, but this is a really good opportunity. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Thanks a lot. So more purchases. Tufteln, which now we can talk about them. I dropped a video on Tufteln. I fell in love with this TX500 audio breakout board. And this is a solution to a problem that, frankly, I didn't really love my TX500 because of it, is this adapter cable for doing single sideband or having a microphone. Because, let me show you how this works. So here's my tiny box for my TX500. Really easy to pack around, but the problem with it is the mic, it really bulges this thing out, and it's kind of difficult to deal with. So if you're not familiar, let me drag this all out. If you're not familiar, the TX500 has a mic and speaker port right here. And so you slide this into place, screw it down. We're not going to do that right now. And this will function as a mic and a speaker, right? Great. Mic's okay. It's nothing to write home about. But if you like earbuds, which I do when I'm doing Parks on the Air, or particularly soda and the winds are high, you got to plug your earbuds into this, which can be not so great. So, and also it's just big. It's just a bulky thing to add to an already incredibly small radio. So Tufteln, Joshua over at Tufteln said, no, we can do better than that. And he came up with this, which is a tiny little microphone, right? Microphone that has breakouts for headset or phones, and an electret or a microphone. An electret is specified because you need to use an electric element. Anyway, so this just plugs in, and you can just go straight with this being your microphone, and then have your headphones coming out into your ears, which is exactly how I run it, or you can bring a better mic and you can plug it in that way. And it knows to skip this microphone if you have that plugged in. Very intelligent design. That was really cool. So I picked this up. I think this was 60 bucks. I will have links in the video description. Jeez, God, for all of this so you can check it out. But I couldn't stop there. So over at Tufteln as well, they have a number of really cool covers, and so this was the cover for the Lab 599. It actually seals around the little arms here on the side, the raised up protectors. It goes right over the top of that. This was a couple of bucks. It wasn't that expensive. So now when I take this back, let's put this guy home. Now when I have this elastic that's bulging out onto the screen and all that stuff, I don't have to worry about it. Frankly, I could cut the elastic out completely. So that fits in. And now I can take my mic, and it goes in as well. And I think I got some headphones in here. That's the power. Headphones need to go in here now because I need to use this as a speaker connection. And then there's your CW connector as well. And so then this all closes up. It's not bulging out my case. It's really nice. It's not hurting the radio, potentially. I don't believe that it would have, but this case now becomes way more effective without worrying me so much, and there you go. That was a no-brainer. Also at Tufteln, because I haven't had the opportunity to get myself the Elecraft stand for the KH1. Well, he had one. He had the one that he made, and here it is. So I'm going to give this a whirl. In fact, I think this is, he has two different kinds. Yeah, this is the angled one, which is, this is also pretty slick. Let's do the kickstand first. So it slides out like a so. Then you take your KH1 out of the bog. So with your radio rolled out and your antenna pulled off here, take your kickstand, and there's a little screw on the side here. Slide it into place and kind of get it going, and it should just lock up. Should. Yeah, gets pretty close there. There we go. All right, now we get a good positive connection. And you take the legs and hold them down here, and then maybe get a little final twist to lock them. Good. And then you take your antenna, which we got right here, and now you have a vertical antenna setup for your KH1 in case you are a, or I should say, right angle connector for your KH1. If you're the type of person that likes to sit on a park bench and you don't want to stand all the time with the KH1, well, now you can do that. So here's that in action. So now if you have your key, oh, yeah, so great, works just fine. And tuner, it's not going to tune very well, but because we have this not extended. But yeah, there's that. So that's the horizontal, sitting on a table with your KH1 mode type setup. But he has another option. So let's turn this off again. But then you got this guy. So what does this guy do? Well, when you're using the KH1, you have a tendency to look at it like a human being would, and you kind of tilt it towards yourself. So if you've got your antenna on here, right, and you're tilted towards yourself, you're not completely vertical, which is what you want to be, right? Hypothetically, you kind of more tilted out, and maybe you're writing something down with your nice little sheets. Well, what if you had an ability to give an offset to that? Well, that's exactly what this is. So you take this connector here, it slides on, T for top. Okay, there you go. Slides into place. Now when you put the antenna in, now you've got that 45-degree bend in your setup, so you can just go straight to keying and writing, and your antenna is pretty much in the vertical configuration at all times. That's pretty slick for the people that worry about that kind of stuff, and making sure that you got it in a vertical alignment. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I thought that was a really good idea. All in all the stuff he makes is, Joshua over at Tufteln, is really ingenious. Like, he's a really smart guy that thinks about radio use in a way that, like, instead of like us normies would say, well, I wonder how I would, like, if it was perfect, it would have been at a 45-degree angle, or I like to sit at a park and I want 90-degree angle. Then we'd just stop at that and go, boy, I wish somebody solves that problem. Well, he went, no, you know, hold my KH1, I'm going to solve it right now. He has solutions for all kinds of QRP radios. KH1, the TX500, the KX1, not the KH1, but the KX1, which is like the first portable Elecraft. He has a battery system for that, which I'm going to get my hands on, I swear. I absolutely love that battery. But yeah, really cool. And then to go with it, to kind of top off the KH1 segment of this show, Adam, K6ARK, he had his touchpads in the store at the show. So now you put your touchpad on. So let's get our antenna back on here for a second. these touch panels or touch pads are not for everybody. Let me just say that up front. I don't think they're for everybody, but I gotta say, I really do like them. So let's see how close I can get and not be a problem. So watch this. Incredibly sensitive. Pretty good, right? Pretty cool. That was really nice, and so I'm a big fan of that. I can't say exactly what my favorite key is for the KH1 because I literally only have one activation with it. But I'm gonna try all of them. So I've got the new one from Elecraft here. I've got Atoms, and I've got N6 ARAs. So that will be in a future activation at some point. Really, yeah, I love that. Really good. So yeah, nice. For those that are curious, in its stow configuration, Atom's key sits a little proud of the dials, and if you compare that to the Elecraft, that sits almost flush. It too's a little bit proud, so it's not that big a deal. Size-wise, they're kind of similar, but they're kind of different. I think Atom's is a bit bigger, a bit taller. No complaints either way. I think they're both really cool, but yeah. An odd and end, this I thought was pretty cool. This is an ICOM YETI tumbler that Ham Radio Outlet was giving out. So I got one of those. That was pretty cool. This is going to be a YETI though, right? YETI's pretty high quality stuff there. So yeah, I picked up one of those as well. Okay, now before getting to my bag, my Hill People gear bag, I got to make a shout out to Mike, K8MRD and Gigaparts. So the first day of the show, actually, not even the first day, on Thursday, I even had to write my name on here. I'll explain why in a second. There was Mike, K8MRD. I missed it. He was over at the trailer area, Jason's trailer, and he whips this thing out. So for those that don't know, Explorer is the brand name for Gigaparts, and it's literally the Explorer line. So it's things like getting outdoors with your ham radio backpack, and in this case, a portable mast. So this is the XP POTA 20, implying 20 feet, okay? 20 feet, you get it? Good. So this antenna mast is metal outside with carbon fiber elements. For reference, so let's just do this right now, because if you haven't seen Mike's video, go watch it. But here is my Carbon 6 next to the Explorer 20. And weight-wise, they're about the same. Pretty cool. So the soda beams, I had to pop a little hole in here so that I would retain my cap, right? I used a little washer and tied it off. And when I deploy the soda beams, I grab the smallest element, and it's actually the second smallest because I took the smallest element and I super glued it into place. And so then with that, I slide on an S-beaner, and the S-beaner slides to about the end of the first element of this mast now, this first segment, and then it just sits there, and that's how I get my antenna up. So Mike, in his wisdom, was like, that's not good enough. We need a better option for that. And so what they did, and I want everybody to pay attention to this when I pull this out. So there it is, top to open. They even marked that so you're not screwing off the bottom here, right? Which nobody does that, so that's really smart. Top to open. You take this and you pull it. And I'm going to do this a couple of times so you guys can see it. Okay, do you see that this came out? It came out immediately. And it came out and it's got a nice eyelet, like a 3D printed eyelet. And the first element is beefier than that of the Carbon 6. So let's do that again, and let me zoom in. So look at this. It's sealed tight. It seals really tight. And there's a bit of a, it's like a lip on the inside. And you can stick your finger in there, and it's pretty tight, okay? So you shove this in here, right? So it's all locked in. And as normally I will swap, I'll put something on here like a lanyard. I might still do that, but to be honest with you, it's on here really tight. But watch, I'm going to pull it. And every time you pull it out, it sucks the tip out automatically. It's such a simple idea of, I guess, suction, or maybe it's this little lip. It's making a positive connection. It pulls it right out. So it's hard for me to go into much more detail with a mast other than to say this is a very well-designed mast. The price is about $86, which I think it's 86. Correct me if I'm wrong. right now, every Mast that's sold goes to support K8MRD on his YouTube channel. So I will drop the link in the video description. You should go support him because this is a very well-designed Mast. He deserves all the credit for that. Good job, Mike. I was happy to put my money down on that. And it was mainly just the YouTubers that got this because we heard about it. We ran over to the Gigaparts booth and we bought them all. There was only a couple left. There's more coming, guys. Don't worry. And I think the 20-foot is just the beginning. Before we go to my last purchase item, which is a doozy, and we need to talk about it, I need to make a mention of my Hill People bag. So Hill People gear, I was introduced to Hill People gear at Dave Canterbury's The Gathering a couple years ago. Shout out to Dave Canterbury. Love you, man. See you soon. This thing's great, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I wanted to try it out, but I really like it. This is the search and rescue model. It's designed to hold a handheld right here in the front. I didn't like that it was just webbing and the radio kind of flopped around, so I went and bought this more positive retention one that allowed me easy access. It's pretty cheap. I think it was like 10 bucks for it. I'm probably going to swap this out in the future, but whatever. Got my Hell Divers badge there. You got to have that. Those that know. So this is a chest rig. It's designed to just sit on your stomach and you carry it around, and you have quick access to, in this case, 3 pouches, but they have variations that are 2 pouches and 1 pouch, and whatever you want, they've got it available. So we'll go to the outer pouch first. This is just some land nav stuff, a tablet. I did find some more stickers. Oh, I feel bad. I lost some stickers. I got rid of most of them, but I ended up with that's like 6 stickers that I had left. I was literally I went from like 600 stickers down to nothing. I keep a headlamp in here always, no matter what you're doing. I keep a headlamp. That's a classic one. And a couple of Kenwood pins. Shout out to Kenwood. So there's I had 2 of those left over that we handed out. Really nice. And yeah, that's that. Now in the main pouch area, I have a Hill People gear internal pouch, and this was my swag sticker patch and my own sticker holder. So I would put my stickers in here, and I'd pull them out and throw things in here as people gave me stuff. It's empty now, but oh wait, it's not empty. What was this? Oh, batteries. Of course, batteries. Last thing, something else. Oh, that's my K6ARK mic. I can't lose that. What normally goes in here is my 1 pound POTA challenge kit. So this is the true SDX and all the accoutrement to make that work. So there's that. This is Aquaphor. It was just some lotion that I picked up when I was out. My Bob Barker mic extension small rig for the clip-on mics that I use, the DJI. You see this a lot in live streams. Always a Milwaukee Marks-A-Lot or Inksol. These are the best. These are the best. They're better than Sharpie. I don't care what you say. Nipix multiplier came in many times useful. Very small. Links will be in the description for all this stuff. And charging cable. This is the InCharge. I don't really love these, but they are effective because I don't like carrying micro USB or Lightning for that matter. And you kind of need an adapter sometimes, and that's what I use more often than not. How'd that get in there? A Comtech Stinger? Wow. I don't know what that is. Then there are 2 lav mic covers. Dead Cats. We used this in the swap meet. ICOM branded chapstick. I didn't even realize they had this. I threw it in my bag. This is really cool though. This is a Meritac Kevlar thread. So Meritac is a company, Countycom. They make this Kevlar thread that comes in a little toothpaste dispenser. And so I've had all kinds of useful situations with that. Very handy. And then last but not least, oh yeah, an Apple AirTag. That lives in one of these pouches. Always, always, always. So that's the jam right there. It lives in that hole. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about where all this stuff lives right now, but let's close it up and show you the last one. So the last, the back pouch is so compare it to the middle pouch. This is as far as that middle pouch opens. It kind of just gets about that far and it stops. The last pouch is designed to, like, if you want to, just completely open. And there's these hangers for hanging on your backpack to take the load off of you. It actually moves the load from your chest and the rig backing onto the backpack if you use the provided straps. I didn't have a backpack that did that, so I didn't have the lifters used. But this back pouch is generally for CCW operators. So if you've got a concealed carry weapons license, you can put your handgun back here. But in my case, because I was going to Hamvention, I didn't bring a handgun. I brought, oh no, it doesn't go, that's as far as it opens. I apologize. It doesn't open further than that. I brought my DJI OM, I think this is the OM5 or the OM4. This is that little gimbal that you see me use sometimes when I'm out and about. If I'm being lazy, I'll throw this on there, the phone goes on that, and then I can take shots with it. It has a little tripod to go along with it. This thing's a selfie stick, so it's great. I used this multiple times for live streams in the past. I have a better live stream setup now, but if I have a failure, I will always default to this because it's just so slick and easy. Really, really easy to get going with that. And I picked up this year, and this is a shout out to Tank Radio. He discovered this. I was having a problem when I put my DJI mic in the bottom of my phone and then used the MagSafe adapter plate. That didn't work because it kept bumping into the body of the gimbal. So he said, well, why don't you buy this? And he had just bought it. Like literally, it was an overnighter. So what this is it's a clamp plate. So you can see it's clamped for phones. It comes with one of these. And if you wanted to buy a replacement, it's like 26 bucks. Well, this was 26 bucks on Amazon. It is DJI. It's official DJI. But it was also 26 bucks overnight, shipped to the Airbnb. And the advantage of this guy, see this little button here? It's a light. And it's actually got multiple light modes. So different colors of light. That's the pure white, that's the amber color, and that's a blend between the two. And it's a USB-C rechargeable. So this was a smoking deal, and I definitely picked that up. So thanks Tank Radio for that recommendation. Will it turn off? There we go. It's off. And I did get a patch from LDG. Oh, one more patch. Trust me, I'm an influencer. Came from Hikin and Hammond. Thank you, buddy. That is a sweet patch. A lot of comments. I got a lot of comments on that. Mainly in the videos, though. And then lastly, I should probably talk about this last swag item. Swag doesn't really justify this, though, because you don't get this if you didn't buy something. So we should probably talk about that. And the last thing we should probably hit up on is, I bought the Flex 8600. Flex introduced two radios, technically four, the 8400 and 8600, one with a screen and without a screen in each of those SKUs. I got the 8600 with no screen. I don't need that. I'm just going to put it away somewhere and have it on the network. This is a very expensive radio, the most expensive radio I've purchased, no question. And I want to be really clear with you guys all that I don't expect this to be the everyman's radio whatsoever. This does things that I'm very interested in. I think it was Kyle A0Z that has been slowly, not that he's doing this on purpose, it's from watching his videos, but seeing all the amazing things we can do with things like Node Red and the automation, and Flex radios kind of just fit right into that whole architecture. So I'm really excited to try that out. I'm also very interested in having a better portable solution when I'm on my phone or a tablet and I'm on the go, and Flex makes that really easy. Now, when it comes to all my reviews, I want to be really clear with everybody since you're watching me this long. I generally don't get radios for free, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I talk about other YouTubers saying that they also don't really get radios for free. Occasionally we'll get like a Chinese handheld here and there, and even then that's fraught with danger because you never really know if you can trust it or whatnot. Sometimes we can get discounts on radios, but most of the time we're just buying the stuff just like you would too. So I'm not getting a discount. There's no special pricing for Josh or anything like that going on. I am actually very interested in trying this radio. There are many people who've been talking about Flex to me for years. Don, I hear you. And I am actually really excited to see the newer things that are a part of this radio. And that means I'm going to bring you all along with the whole process as well, the setup in the shack, and then how to actually run it and set it up to run with the computer. So I hope you're interested. If I know this is a very expensive radio, so at the very least you can live vicariously through me in playing around with it. And yes, there are many things you can do with the Flex that you can do with other radios, other SDRs that we can talk about as well in the future, but just thought I'd get that out of the way and pretty much end the video with that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, drop your comments below. I'd love to hear them. What was some of your favorite pickups from the swap meets at Hamvention, the loot that was picked up at the booths, or just a radio that you bought when you were out there? I'm Josh, KI6NAZ. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. 73.